This video is about holidays. I have a bone to pick with holidays, but first, here's some holidays that are happening on July 1st, 2021 when I'm recording this. Happy Canadian Dominion Day. Happy Somalian Union Day. Happy Caribbean Day. Happy Lesotho Family Day. Happy Zambian Heroes Day. Happy Czech Stosnish Folk Festival Day. And of course, the birthday of the great Christian songwriter Andraé Crouch. You ever notice that holidays are funny? That is, not that you want to celebrate, not the things that they're not even the things that they're celebrating, but the difference between the root and the stem, the root and the leaf, as far as the origin of what's being celebrated and the outcome of how it is celebrated. Did you know that on Valentine's Day, of course we exchange cards and we talk about romance, and sometimes it's just to kids in your class when you're little, and sometimes it's to a romantic object or romantic connection. But Valentine was a Christian martyr who was killed for his faith in Iran, or Persia as he was called then. So what's the connection? He's historically romanticized as dying for his love of God and pictured as having an arrow going through his heart. So every time we put arrows and hearts together for romance, we're actually drawing a picture of a part of St. Valentine's body as he is martyred. Just an interesting relationship between the origin of the holiday and how we celebrate the holiday. I'll probably do multiple videos on this topic. We'll get to this video in a moment. Christmas, we celebrate the birth of Jesus and the gift he gave us. And we are honoring him. And many of us go to church and have a more special Sunday experience, but the holiday is greatly about buying things for people we love. And how is that? I mean, I guess he's buying things for us and giving us the greatest gift at his own expense when he dies for our sins. He is not saying to us, remember me by buying presents for your family. There's no such verse. Not that you can't. Not that it isn't a beautiful holiday that I love in many ways, but it's a funny relationship between intent and action. So, on the 4th of July, my country celebrates Independence Day, and we have barbecues, and we wear certain colors, and we sing patriotic songs, and we talk about how great it is to be in a truly blessed country, a country that God has put his favor on in many ways. It's independence from the nation that founded us. The 13 colonies that became the United States of America were colonies of Great Britain, and we were not under civilian law. We were under essentially military law because we're on a frontier that was, instead of a military force, instead of a police force, we had military forces here. And the kind of things that the American settlers wanted in the Declaration of Independence, the things we wanted in the Bill of Rights, were already given. That is, things like no taxation without representation, already given to British citizens in other places. It's just that because we were a military territory, so to speak, a buffer zone, we had the same rights as people living in the military, despite that they were civilians in this frontier, and we were a buffer zone of wars that Britain had with other nations. And so we were acutely aware that we just wanted the rights that the rest of Britain had, and we had to fight for it. At the time, America and Britain were enemies, and winning the Revolutionary War made us a brand new nation. And at the time, there was this animosity between Britain and the United States of America that mostly is not present. I mean, we make fun of each other, comedically speaking, but it took some time to heal the rift that existed from the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. But Britain has been one of the strongest allies of the United States for the longest time, for a very, very long time. In fact, Britain was first to the fight in the two world wars. And America took some time to warm up to the idea that it was something we'd be involved in, because it was far away and things like that. Europe and North America being different. But eventually we got on board and we fought alongside Britain to achieve those goals. And we're now celebrating an animosity that doesn't exist anymore. So that's peculiar. We're passionate about it, especially one day a year, and passionate about the fact that we have a country and it's ours and it has a history and it, God has given us favor. But it also indirectly celebrates this belligerence, this hostility, this military conflict that occurred between us that is mostly memory. So I think I'm going to challenge one of my subscribers, who I consider a fun, interesting, pleasantly scented person, who also is in the United Kingdom, to a 4th of July challenge. I'm going to ask you to do something stereotypically English, so this is comedic, as well as an exaggeration of that, okay? I'm going to ask you to film it and put it on your channel. So, I'm calling you out. Binky Bunny's way. Binky Bunny's way. I'm going to challenge you to chug 2 gallons of Earl Grey tea as fast as you can in a video, hopefully with the bunny present, all animals present, and put it up. That's 2 gallons of Earl Grey, hot or cold, whatever you like, room temperature. Personally, I would do cold. That's me. Apparently, Americans like ice a lot more than the British. That's right, ice hater, isophobe, anti-iceist. That's right, those are as bad as my language gets. You're getting the brunt of my most hostile language. Okay? And I invite you to come up with a similar challenge wherein you think of something stereotypically American and exaggerate it, and ask me to do it and film it. Do you accept my challenge? It's a very bunny challenge. Funny? Bunny? Those don't rhyme, do they? Tea. Tea time. Tea is served.